The phone shattered the midnight silence like a sudden storm, jarring and unforgiving. The news hit me like a freight train. My father had passed away, claimed swiftly and mercilessly by a stroke. I arranged 3 days of leave. No grand appeals, no begging for sympathy, just a formal notice to HR, neatly documented and approved. I was prepared to bury my grief privately and return to work, to carry on as though nothing had shifted beneath my feet. But when I tried to enter the office, my badge refused to scan. A security officer approached, handed me a sealed envelope. Then came the curt words, sharp as a blade. "We need people who prioritize their responsibilities." The signature at the bottom was unmistakable. Claire, my wife, my superior, both roles intertwined in a bitter twist I wasn't ready for. I didn't respond. I collected my things quietly, an old, worn mug stained with memories, a framed photo capturing happier times. The USB drive I always kept close like a talisman. No anger, no outcry, no desperate pleas, just a calm, measured departure. That moment marked the end of the days when I led with a raised voice, the days of steering critical projects through stormy seas. Claire and I had built this company from scratch. What started at her cluttered dining table had grown into a regional powerhouse with 143 employees. She commanded operations with magnetic authority, while I fueled the technical backbone. She was the face clients trusted. I was a strategic mind behind the scenes. We coded through endless nights, laughed away exhaustion, and dreamed together of a massive buyout. We married right after the first round of investment. Partners in love and business. Or so I believed. Looking back, the red flags were glaring. Claire's coldness in boardrooms, her unnerving insight into our personal struggles, her refusal to grant me equity despite my building the entire technical framework, all cloaked behind promises. "We'll sort out later," she'd say, eyes slipping away. The day after my father's funeral, I stumbled upon a job listing for a CTO, ambitious, loyal visionary, posted just 48 hours after his death. It perfectly mirrored an email Claire sent me that same day. She hadn't just fired me. She had orchestrated my erasure while I was drowning in grief. That sorrow quickly hardened into resolve. I didn't retaliate impulsively. Rash moves would burn bridges too soon. Instead, I let her think she had won, letting her guard fall. Quietly, I rented an office under a shell company, took on freelance gigs, and built something new, an AI-powered platform, streamlined and fast. I named it Styx's, after the mythical river ferrying souls to the underworld, a symbol of transition and rebirth. To ensure my victory was complete, I hired a forensic accountant, paid discreetly in cash, not to wage lawsuits but to unearth Claire's buried secrets. What we found was explosive. Diverted company funds funneled into offshore accounts, consulting fees routed through fake vendors, forged signatures, including mine on critical contracts. Enough evidence to dismantle the empire she had crafted. But I held my cards close. Styx's launched quietly, targeting B2B clients with a superior platform at a fraction of the cost. Using an alias, I secured Claire's biggest client without her knowing, watching her stumble blind until quarterly reports revealed staggering losses. Then I took 3 more clients, then 5. Investors grew restless, demanding answers. Claire pointed fingers at her new CTO, who quit within weeks, leaving her isolated. I dropped anonymous tips to the regional director, just enough to spark a compliance audit, but never enough to trace back to me. Claire began to unravel. Former colleagues whispered of her outbursts, her heavier drinking, her cries of betrayal. Then, on a quiet Tuesday morning, her call came through. Her voice dripped with the polished charm she reserved for investors. "Can we meet?" I ignored it. 2 hours later, the regional director called instead. "Mr. Wren, we're in trouble. Claire's unreachable. We need someone who knows the system inside out. She never changed the encryption keys after firing you, unaware that only you understand the full complexity." I answered coolly, "I'm available, but my expertise comes at a price." The meeting took place in the very boardroom I helped design. Claire arrived late, sunglasses masking the strain on her face. Her voice faltered when she said my name, but I paid no mind. I opened my laptop and laid everything bare. System logs revealing financial irregularities, phantom vendors, contracts bearing my forged signature. The regional director paled. The legal counsel scribbled furiously. Claire tried to interrupt, but I silenced her. I have backups, I said, sliding a flash drive across the table. Timestamps, screenshots, everything. You can either face charges or accept your resignation. Either way, I demand full ownership of my intellectual property, backdated equity, and transfer of your shares to me. Her hands trembled. You can't, she whispered. I locked eyes with her. You already did. By nightfall, it was done. Claire left for the back door, escorted by security. No farewells, no ceremonies, just silence. I stayed behind, signing the agreements, and took the seat at the head of the table. A new nameplate now marked my territory. CEO. Styx's became the parent company, absorbing everything we built. I rebuilt the culture, rewarding the overworked and underpaid, erasing that job listing I once found. I didn't need a CTO anymore. I was a foundation. When people ask if I feel regret, I think of Claire's betrayal, mistaken for power. She forgot one truth. Silence is not surrender. Absence is not defeat. No remorse, just balance. Every morning, as I step into that office, I don't dwell on the pain. I remember the precision, the patience, the 3 days that changed everything.